What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I've got a big one for you this week. Tomorrow is the Monday qualifier for the PGA Tour America's Bromont Open. The Bromont Open is the only PGA Tour America stop in Quebec this year. For those not familiar with PGA Tour Americas, previously there had been PGA Tour Canada and PGA Tour Latino America. PGA Tour Enterprises decided to merge them. Usually a Latino America tour would run over the winter, Canada over the summer. Now it is one big tour. It is a 9-month long season. So this is a pretty big event. It is the only Monday qualifier that I am planning on doing this year. And really the only reason for that is budget restraints. I just don't really have the funds right now to be traveling around and trying to get through these Monday qualifiers. They are quite costly. It was $340 US to get me into tomorrow's qualifier, and right now that is 470 Canadian. We're 100 plus players tomorrow and we're playing for 8 spots only. Luckily for this one, my travel expenses aren't that big. The Monday qualifier is being held at the Cowansville Golf Club, which is where you saw the clips from earlier. Cowansville is only about an hour outside of Montreal, so my plan was just to stay at home and drive in the morning of the qualifier. Unfortunately, I did get a 7:20 a.m. tee time, so after talking to Roxanne about it at length, we decided it was best for me to grab a hotel room down here because I do want to be at the golf course at about 6 a.m. tomorrow, and this way I have about a 6-minute drive and not a hour and 6-minute drive to do before that 6 a.m. arrival. Now, last time you saw me, things did not go well. I had a really rough day at the last East Coast Pro Tour Provincial Series event. That was really not what I needed, mainly just for confidence. I've told myself that it was just a day. I'd been making some really good progress. Now, I've only had 2 days to prepare for tomorrow's qualifier since that event. Yesterday, I went up to the Blainvilliers Golf Club where my coach works. Now, he wasn't there yesterday, I wasn't working with him, but they do have good practice facilities, and I just went up there and I just grinded. To the point where I've got this massive callus on my left hand, and it hurt yesterday, so bad. I hit so many golf balls. And then today was my practice round day in Cowansville, so a little bit of an easier day. There was practice beforehand, obviously, and then just went and played the 18 holes. I played the golf course before, it was more of a refresher. I did hit the ball quite well today. Contact was much better than it has been. Slight issue with my alignment. I tended to line up a little bit right today. I did work on that a little bit after the round. I'm really not too worried about that. I'm just excited about good contact, good distance control, and the fact that I didn't miss a single shot hard left today, because that's the miss that really has been killing my game recently. So the work that I did yesterday, I really feel like I'm in a better space than I have been for a little while. Anyways, that's going to be it for now. I've got a few things that I got to take care of, mainly stretching, foam rolling, using the massage gun. I think I'm likely to take an ice bath later because I am a little sore from all the practice that I did yesterday. But basically, right now it's just rest and recuperate, get a good night's sleep, because I am going to be up very early tomorrow to get myself ready to go for this qualifier. On that note, I'm going to say good night, and I'll see you all in the morning. Good morning. Coffee is an essential at this time. Alright, so decent night's sleep. Feeling reasonably good considering what time it is. Just about to go upstairs and finish getting the body ready. Grab a quick bite to eat on my way to the course and go get warmed up. Today is July 15th. Tomorrow's actually my birthday, and I would like nothing more than to give myself the chance to play in the Bromont Open. Little extra motivation for myself out there today. I do not have any plans for tomorrow, but if I get through today, then I'm going down to Bromont to play a practice round. And I can't really think of any better way to spend my birthday other than the fact that I'm gonna have dinner with Roxanne after that. Anyways, I gotta run, get ready, catch up with you at the course. Alright, so Matt and I have had a bite to eat and we've made it to the course. I am starting my warm-up here. So this is the Cowansville Golf Club. It is a par 72 coming in at 6,922 yards. Now the course is in quite good shape, the conditions are very nice, but I noticed the day before during my practice round playing later in the day that the greens tend to get pretty marked up as the days goes on. There's a lot of spike marks around the hole after a lot of foot traffic, so this made me quite thankful to have the early tee time that I had. Now, I didn't necessarily have a great warm-up, but often throughout my professional career, I've noticed that a poor warm-up a lot of the time ends up turning into a pretty good round, and that a great warm-up doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to translate into a good round. So I'm not overthinking it. The feel that I'm working on with my swing felt simple, it felt solid, so I'm just going to run with that and take that onto the course with me. Now, it's always hard to predict on these one-day qualifiers what kind of score we'll get through, but I'm figuring on this golf course with this strength of field that 5 under will get through, 4 under will give you a chance, maybe go to a playoff, and 3 under you might get lucky, but you're probably going to fall short.
Bienvenue au Bromont Open, présenté par Desjardins. Le départ 7h20. James Colin Davis, Dodson, Quebec.
So here we go. The first hole is a par 4, 380 yards long, fairly straight away. I'm hitting 3-wood because a little further up, left and right of the fairway is a small water hazard, just a little creek on either side, so 3-wood is going to give me a wedge in either way, and it's going to take that trouble right out of the picture. Good hit, just slightly down the left rough. Good start though. From here I have 93 yards to this front pin position. I've got a lob wedge out, just trying to control it out of the rough, a little bit downwind. Good swing, good contact, fairly good for distance control out of the rough. I've given myself a look for birdie on the first hole. 16 feet here, a little downhill and breaking both ways. Really good putt, just left it slightly short, but a good effort nonetheless. I will go ahead and tap in for my opening par. The second hole is a par 3, today playing 215 yards, pin on the left side of the green. So the one place you cannot go is left of this green. Now I'm trying to go kind of middle of the green with a 5-iron, slightly back into the wind. Just a slight pull, but a pretty good hit. You'll see it there. A little short of the flag, but a good effort. Leaves me 32 feet for my birdie. Good roll here, good pace. Just expected that to turn a little bit earlier, but all things considered, from outside of 30 feet, that's a fairly good effort. I'm able to walk up, and I will go ahead and tap in for a stress-free par on a challenging hole. The third hole is a 438-yard par 4 that doglegs sharply to the left. Now I'd hit 3-wood in my practice round and gone through the fairway, so decided I was best just to hit hybrid. Put it in play, give myself a shot in. Hit a great shot, but see, that took a huge kick and went right through the fairway. So good swing, didn't get rewarded for it. Leaves me 166 yards into this back left flag. I'm hitting a small 9-iron. This is a little downwind, slightly downhill. I'm trying to land this short, which it does, and it takes a massive kick right off the back of the green. So that was unfortunate. I feel like I put a good swing on that and did not get rewarded. So chipping from off the back here, this is my lob wedge. This is slightly downhill, and I was expecting this to turn a little bit right. It did not, but it was a good effort. Puts me to about 2 feet, and I'm able to clean up for my par. We are even par through 3 holes. The fourth hole is our first par 5 of the day. It is a 509-yard par 5 that goes uphill and then back down and doglegs to the right. you want to take your drive over the left corner of the bunker that you see there. Now mine started on that line and moved way right off of it, which I thought was weird because that was a good swing, and wow, look where I'm at. So I had the option of going low under the trees from 210 yards, or as I decided to hoist a wedge up over the trees, give myself another wedge shot into this green. Just seemed like the safer of the two options at the time. That leaves me 78 yards in to a front right flag, so I'm hitting a little controlled lob wedge here. Really like the look of that swing there. Good distance control, good spin control. Put that to about 4 feet. That's going to give me a very good look at birdie here on this par 5. And I am able to convert.
Yep.
We are 1 under par through 4 holes. The 5th hole is a par 3 playing 166 yards. Middle flag. I'm hitting a 9-iron, a little wind off to the left. I figure a hard 9 with my little draw will just hold up against that wind. Great shot there, beautiful golf swing. Put that about 13 feet from the hole, just past it and slightly to the right. So 13 feet here for my birdie. Good roll, good pace. This putt just broke a little left, a little earlier than I expected it to, but all in all, a fairly good effort. I will tap in for my par to remain at 1 under through 5 holes. The 6th hole is a 412-yard par 4 that doglegs to the right. Now you can see the trees down the right-hand side. I'm trying to hit driver up over those. Now, again, this felt like a very good swing, but this came out really weird. Just came out a little bit left. See it there, just kind of bound through the fairway into the rough. I feel like I'm swinging it well, but the results just aren't there with the driver. That leaves me 131 yards to a back left flag from the left rough. I'm hitting a little gap wedge back into the wind. Really solid swing there on a great line.
Is that good?
To answer your question, Matt, yes, that was very good. Left myself about 3 feet for birdie. We tap that in to go 2 under through 6. The 7th hole is a 361-yard par 4, fairly straight away, does dogleg slightly left. I'm hitting driver because I want to get it as close to the green as possible. It is not that penal up there if you go a little left or right. Again, good swing, but this went way further left than I expected. We'll see here there was some casual water that I had to deal with. There happened to be a rules official nearby, so I figured call him over, make sure we do this all by the book, just so that we don't have any questions later on. Take my drop, the ball is live. This leaves me 55 yards to this front flag. I've got to keep it under the trees you see, so I just bump and run a 7-iron. The one thing you could not do was go past this flag, so leaving it just short was actually a fairly good play. This leaves me this long putt from the fringe, going back up the hill, and watch how this ball stops short and starts coming back down the hill. So imagine if I had hit that second shot past the flag. It would have been very hard to have stopped anything close to the hole. I'm able to tap in for my par, remain at 2 under, moving on to the 8th hole. Now 8 is a 515-yard par 5, very straight away. Again here, felt like a very good swing, and this went miles left, like unreasonably left considering how good the swing felt. You can see this come down over my playing partner's left shoulder there. This is like 60 yards offline, so at this point I'm asking some questions. I start to check out the driver and I find a crack on the face, so I go back to the rules official I'd just seen on the previous hole. I talk to him about the crack and tell him that I have the exact same driver head in the car as a backup, and he says, yes, I agree, I see the crack, you're able to change the driver head, no penalty. That is great news going into the back 9. But before we get there, we have to deal with this. So I actually have a shot here. I'm 215 yards away from the flag, but I do have plenty of tree trouble ahead of me. I know that going long left to this green is fine, and that's really the only shot that I have. So I have to go under the branches you see ahead of me, over the trees further away. I've got a 5-iron out. Good swing, good contact. I was trying to cut it back into the wind. Didn't quite get the cut, so it did move a little left, but goes long left of the green, which I knew would leave me an uphill chip. This is the aforementioned chip going back up the hill. Now, felt like the execution was good, but this thing just came out a little harder than I expected and went about 9 feet past the hole, and you can see how much that turned late, so I know that I have quite a challenging putt coming back here for birdie. Great line, perfect pace. Drop that birdie putt in. That gets us to 3 under through 8 holes. The 9th hole is a 433-yard par 4 that doglegs very hard to the right. Now, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that I don't necessarily like hitting cuts, but I don't really have a choice here, so I'm hitting 3-wood, and I am literally trying to slice it, which I do. Now, even though I executed the shot I was trying to hit, I am still in the left side of the fairway. That gives you an idea of just how much that hole turns. 161 yards here to a back flag. Little bug walking across the lens. That's a pitching wedge, slightly downwind. Another really solid iron shot. Good distance control. Put that perfectly pin high and gives myself another look at birdie. Just outside of 15 feet here. Up the hill, good roll, just turned a little bit left at the last second, but love the effort. I'm going to go ahead here and show off my flexibility and my older age and tap in for my par. Great front 9, 3 under going into the back 9. I have put myself in a very good position going in here. So on our way to the 10th tee, I go to the car and get the backup driver head. Now this thing still had the wrapper on it. I have never hit it, but it is the exact same specs as the driver I have been using. I'm going to go ahead and set that up, and we are good to go for our back 9. Now similar to the 9th hole, the 10th is a 429-yard par 4 that also doglegs to the right. You don't necessarily have to slice this one, but I'm still hitting 3-wood, and I'm trying to hit a nice little high fade here. Another great shot. Good execution there, especially considering it is a shot I am not super comfortable hitting. So I'm feeling very good at this point. This leaves me 141 yards into this front right flag. I'm hitting a little pitching wedge. The ball is below my feet, so I'm expecting it to cut a little bit. I end up pulling it a little bit. It does not cut, and it is going to find that left bunker. So that is really the first big mistake that I have made today in terms of approach to the green. Now, I'd practiced a lot in these bunkers the day before. There was not a lot of sand, but I found that they did not really bounce back into the ball. Unfortunately, this one did. Really did not expect that. That is very unfortunate given the circumstances. And that is going to leave me a tough up and down just to save my bogey. So awkward lie, awkward stance, ball well above my feet. As you can see, I'm standing in the bunker, face pretty wide open with my lob wedge here. Really, really solid execution on that shot. Put that just outside of 3 feet past the hole. I had the right line if I was dying the ball in. I did not die the ball in. I hit it with well too much pace for that line. If I was going to hit it with that pace, I had to keep the ball inside of the hole. That's just an error in decision making, and very unfortunate given I'd already made a couple of mistakes on this hole. So I'm going to go through my routine, get set up here, and clean up for my double bogey that brings us back to 1 under par. The 11th hole is a 536-yard par 5. I get to test drive this new driver head now.
Yeah.
Good swing there.
That works a little better.
Right down the middle, kind of confirms what I was feeling on the front. It really was just an issue with the club. 212 yards here to a middle left flag. I'm hitting 6-iron. Another good swing here. Really happy with the execution there. Just kind of pushed it a little bit out to the right. We'll see this land now. I didn't see this in real time. I figured this was just kind of be middle of the green. It ran right through the green, so I don't know if I landed on a downslope or a firm spot. But I've got this long chip here for my eagle, and I really just misread how it was going to come out of the rough there. I expected it to come out a little hot, and that comes about 14 feet short. Bit of a misread on this putt. I had this turning left, it turned right, so unfortunate that I wasn't able to take advantage of the par 5 after the good drive and the well executed second shot, but it is still a par. 12 is a 392 yard par 4 that doglegs hard to the right. I am hitting hybrid here, trying to take it over the corner of the trees on the right. Pretty good swing, just went a little bit left on me. It's going to work out okay. Just in the left rough. This is obviously going to mean that I'm further away from the hole than I would like, but I am in play. It leaves me 173 yards to a pin on a top shelf. This is a little downwind, so I figure hard 9-iron. Just put a good hard swing on a 9-iron. This will get you onto that tier. It will take long out of play. And from where I was, that is a very good quality golf shot right there. So 24 feet here, slightly uphill for my birdie. Put a good stroke on it, really nice roll, and that thing just jammed on the brakes right before it got to the hole. It finishes right on the lip, but not close enough to the point where it's going to fall. I will tap in for my par. 13 is a 385 yard par 4. Now, there is a lot of trouble down the right. It's a little wider down the left. If you hit driver, the trouble down the left still is in play, so I'm going to lay back with hybrid here. I am going to miss it a little bit left, but I know that that's fine. It's going to give me a wedge in regardless, so I don't see the point in assuming the extra risk of trying to hit driver on this hole. This leaves me 109 yards out of the left rough to a front right flag. Really nice angle in here. That is just a small controlled sand wedge back into the wind. Great distance control there. Really nice approach shot. Gives myself a good look at birdie. About 8 feet here, going uphill, turning to the right. And that just turned way further right than I expected. Would have loved to have made that. That's a bit of a missed opportunity. Really just a misread. 14 is a par 3 playing 174 yards to a flag on the right side of the green with wind off of the right. So I'm hitting a little 8-iron, really soft one, trying to start it at the flag and letting the wind bring it back to the middle of the green. I thought I'd hit a great shot here, and it completely airmailed the green. I mean, that thing went just under 190 yards, which I really can't make sense of. And you'll see, I'll look back at Matt like, what the hell happened there? And a little bit unlucky here. Again, standing in the bunker. The ball was kind of in a hole, so I really was not sure how this was going to react when it came out. So I just had to commit to a shot and try to hit it. And the ball just did not come out the way that I expected, not just in trajectory, but also in direction. So this leaves me quite a bit of work for par here. Got about 15 feet going back up the hill. This should turn slightly from my left to right. Really good putt. It did turn, but I just had a little bit too much pace on it again for it to take the turn and fall into the cup. Leaves me about 3 feet here for my bogey. We will clean that up, and unfortunately that brings us back to even par with 4 holes to go. 15 is a 546 yard par 5 that doglegs left. Now I missed this drive left, but this one makes sense. That felt like I deserved to miss that one left, unlike on the front 9 where I felt like I put a good swing on it and it would go right or left. 235 yards to the flag here. I don't have too many options because of this tree in front of me, so I figure I'm going to hit sand wedge, and I'm just going to hoist it right up over that tree, which I do. Unfortunately, then the wind got a hold of it, and it drifted to the left, and is going to end up finishing just in the left rough. This left me 127 yards to a back left flag. I'm hitting a little gap wedge back into the wind here. Now, the rough just kind of ate the hosel of the club on this one a little bit. It turned a little left. It was pin high, but just off the left side of the green. Now, I know that I need to make birdies here. So I've got an uphill chip that is going from right to left, and I am trying to hold this.
Get in. Get in.
And that is a good effort, but it comes up just short. That is a little unfortunate, but I can't be upset with the execution. We tap in for our par. 16 is a 405-yard par 4, wind blowing left to right. Really nice drive here. Started at left side of the fairway. Wind took it over to the right side of the fairway, but good contact, good flight, and got some pretty good distance out of that one. This leaves me 94 yards to this front flag. I've got sand wedge out because I just want to kind of flight this low. And again, felt like a pretty good swing. I just left the blade a little bit open, so good for distance, but just a little further right than I would have liked it. That's going to give us about 15 feet here for birdie. Awkward little putt. This is downhill. It's going to turn from my right to left, and I expected at the end that it was going to turn back the other way. It did not. Decent effort, but not what I need at this point in the round where I need to be making birdies to make a late charge. 17 is a par 3 playing 192 yards with quite the challenging green. Now I'm hitting a flighted 7-iron here. Now this is exactly the flight I was looking for. I just pushed it literally 2 yards to the right. Unfortunately landed in the rough and kicked up past the flag. If that had landed on the green or even on the fringe, it would have stayed below the hole. Now we'll see now that going past this flag was an absolute no-no.
Sit.
Look at this thing go. Just never stops. Now, I would not normally get so aggressive with that flag, but knowing the situation that I'm in and that I need birdies, it was worth the risk. This has left me about 16 feet up the hill for my par.
Yep.
Finally a putt drops. That was nice. Nice to save par, but I could have done with a couple of those a little earlier in the round. 18 is a narrow par 4 coming in at 419 yards. Anything left here is dead. Now, pretty good swing, just hit it a little high on the face, which is why the hand came off the club. Starts just a little down the right, but hangs there. See it come down in the right rough there. That is absolutely fine. That is going to leave me 123 yards here to this back flag. So I'm hitting a comfortable sand wedge, a little downwind out of the rough. Again, felt like a really good swing here. Went just past the flag, but on a very good line. Gives myself a look at birdie to close out the day. About 15 feet here. This putt should turn gently from left to right as it does, but not quite enough. Catches the high lip, lips out. I'm going to go ahead, tap in for my par, and a round of even par 72. Matt making sure that everybody gets a good look at my hat tan. A lot to like about today. Not the score I was looking for, not the result I was looking for, but very happy with the execution and the way that I'd played. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the action from this week's video. Now quickly, before I get into recapping that round, I just want to talk to you about really what my project is for this year's golf season. The end goal for this year is to get back to Q School for the PGA Tour, the Corn Ferry Tour, and PGA Tour Americas. Now that's going to be coming up in the fall, usually starts in October. And because I played PGA Tour Canada a couple of years ago, I am exempt through pre-qualifying and can go straight to first stage. Now this is the last year that I have that exemption, and I really want to take advantage of it. Unfortunately, this is quite an expensive endeavor. Just the entry fee for the qualifying series is $5,500 US, or approximately 7,500 Canadian dollars. Now, I do not have the means to pay my way through this myself. I mentioned the entry fee. That is just the entry fee. That does not include travel, accommodations, food, anything like that. So I'm looking to raise funds through a couple of different venues. The first is ad space on my apparel, notably the front of my hat or the chest of my polo or my left sleeve, or space on my golf bag. It could also be ads on the YouTube channel. And the other is through a GoFundMe. So I've started a GoFundMe to kind of get me going on this journey. If you're interested, you will find the link in the description below. And the thought with the GoFundMe is basically just some crowdfunding. You know, at the time that I'm filming this, we are just under 1,200 subscribers to the channel right now. So if all just under 1,200 subscribers could donate, you know, $10, then I would almost be at $12,000 to get me going into this venture. Now, I know the game has not been there recently, but I have absolute belief in my abilities, and I feel like I'm on the right track, and I am going to continue grinding as if I am going to Q school, so that if the opportunity presents itself, I will be ready. That being said, let's break down the day. So quite obviously, there was a lot to like about today. Playing the front nine at 3 under par, considering I was playing with a cracked driver head, really put myself in a good position going into the back nine. Now, I still hit a lot of quality shots on the back nine. There were a couple of miscues, notably the second shot on the 10th hole, which left me in that bunker left of the green. All things considered, that shouldn't be too tough of a shot. I'm not suggesting I would get it up and down 100% of the time, but I should at least be giving myself a putt. I just honestly feel slightly unlucky that there was so little sand in that part of the bunker, but really the big mistake on that hole was after hitting a good chip shot from the other side of the green was missing that 3-foot putt. Because if I just make bogey there and I stay at 2 under, I can't guarantee that I get through, but the double hurts. Now, I'm happy that I rebounded from that double by hitting 2 good shots on the 11th hole. That drive was great, and the 6-iron was quite a good quality iron shot. Just, again, got a little unlucky that it didn't stay on the green, but the mentality was good today. Like, okay, you made a double, fine, you're at 1 under, keep plugging away, keep taking it 1 shot at a time, and you will get yourself back into this thing. And that's exactly what I did. And unfortunately, on the back nine, the putts didn't really drop. The other shot from the back nine that really comes to mind was my soft 8-iron on the par 3 14th that somehow carried almost 190 yards. I really do not understand what happened there, because when I hit it and the ball kind of hit its apex, I figured, great, I'm gonna have somewhere around 20-25 feet for birdie here on a par 3 with a challenging hole location. Couldn't really ask for much more, and I just ended up in a really strange spot and wasn't able to get up and down to save my par. But again, a lot to like. I was by no means upset when I walked off the course. Obviously, I would have preferred to have qualified. 4 under ended up being the number to go through. Actually, 4 under ended up being a 5-way playoff first 4 spots. So one guy who shot 4 under first round didn't make it through. But even though I didn't make it in, I played well enough to give myself a chance. And sometimes golf just does not go your way. But that's all I'm looking for right now. I just want to be giving myself a chance. If you do that enough, things inevitably will go in your favor and you'll get through. Going through the strokes gained numbers, I was negative 1.07 strokes gained off the tee. Now, considering I played the front nine with a cracked driver, I'm pretty happy with that. I expected that number to be a lot worse. I was 1.84 strokes gained approach the green, so that continues to be a strong point. Always has been. Irons and wedges are just something that I have historically been good with. I lost 0.57 strokes around the green, and most of that really can be attributed to what happened on the 10th hole. And I lost 1.58 strokes putting. Now, I do not feel like I putted poorly. I felt like I hit a lot of good putts today, on good lines, with good pace. It's just one of those days where the putts just didn't fall. So all things considered, yes, obviously disappointed that I'm not playing in the Bromont Open. That would have been an incredible opportunity and experience that I mean, I would have soaked in every minute of it, but a lot to like about the game today, not just in the execution, but also on the mental side. I noticed a lot while editing the video, for example, when I'd hit the 9-iron into the 3rd hole, which landed where I wanted it to and bounced over the green, that my body language didn't change. It's kind of like, all right, that happened, accept it, go hit your next shot. So definitely a round that I'm going to build off of. The feel that I've been working on with my swing is working very nicely. I'm going to continue grooving that and continue working on this, and I'm assuming that just over time, this will end up giving me more opportunities to get better and better results. Anyways, guys, thanks a lot for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. If you've enjoyed the content, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back again next week with another video. Thanks, guys. Cheers.